Hi, everybody. Molly is sectioning off for a balayage right now. I know we've had some difficulty. We haven't quite had this difficulty before. Is everyone able to hear me without any glitching right now? I know that yesterday Jeremy found that once he updated the laptop, he had a lot more success. He was blaming it on that he likes the laptop I'm on. So we don't know why I had so much success all last week. 9 a.m. assignment emailed this morning. What the assignment from yesterday? We're going to ignore it. I'm almost certain, Demaya. I think we will ignore it. So Molly, Demaya has a good question. The 9 a.m. assignment that was emailed this morning, was that the assignment from yesterday? Will an alternative assignment be given, or we ignore it? I think they're ignoring it, right?
Oh, it was the same assignment from yesterday?
I don't know. So Demaya,
I have to double check. If it was, just go ahead and ignore it.
If it was the same exact review or assignment that you got yesterday, yes, ignore it. We were trying to play catch up from the glitching. Oh, okay, it's the same. So yes, go ahead and ignore it. Yeah, it was the same one, so we'll just ignore it. We just had so much glitching, so just...
We can't catch a break.
We can't catch a break, exactly. So Molly is back from doing her
Hello.
Okay. How's everybody doing? I have been doing hair cutting with my South people and having a blast. Now, I will tell you, North Campus, please let me know. I'll just type in the chat box. Please let me know on June. Oh gosh, Molly, what is the hair cutting date again? Today is the 15th? I think it's the 16th. Is that a Tuesday, June 16th? We have been having so much fun. Haircutting June 16th at the North location. I have some hair packages in. If anyone can attend or wants a refresher, please let me know so I make sure I have enough mannequins. I've got about 10 right now, so we're having a good time. Let me tell you why I want to stress the importance of maybe coming in for your hair cutting earlier than staying on distance learning. Number one, traffic is a lot easier in the summer. Number two, in a 1,000 clock hour program, you might feel like in that 1,000-hour program, if you take it at, let's say, 400 hours, you're going to be concentrating on other things. And if you wanted to redo it, well, then it's going to be a limited time to redo it. So if you get the cutting done now, you have the opportunity to go through it a second time if you want. So on Mercedes, the hair cutting would just be the cosmetologist. They have their mannequins out and we go through 2 weeks of full cutting. And so, but anyone who wants to go off distance learning, back on and off, and choose between the weeks, y'all can always do that. Now, very important, nail technicians. Anyone who is in our nail technician program or cosmetology program, manicuring will be taught. Manicuring and pedicuring will be taught at the North location next week. So if you want to attend manicuring and pedicuring as a cosmetologist for practical hours in the building, not distance learning, you will attend Tuesday through Friday, 8:30 to 5. Well, Monica, might not be any room. Monica, to tell you the truth, I don't know if more people are getting comfortable coming in the building. I will check with Gracie. today, and I will text you tonight, or if you could text me tonight as a reminder, and we will see if we can have you just go ahead and come in. I would love for, I'm almost certain we have the space. I feel very comfortable with that because it's manicuring week anyway, and that's probably what they're thinking about is more of the stations. This will be a classroom thing, and we have plenty of space for everyone to learn manicuring and pedicuring. So confirm that again with me tonight. But manicure, any Cosmo or nail technician who wants to attend manicuring and pedicuring starting next Tuesday in the building, you will attend Tuesday through Friday, and you will do no distance learning. It breaks up the monotony of all the distance learning, and that's 8:30 to 5. But remember, if you get there at 8, you're actually getting 30 minutes more. Might shave your legs so that if you shave, if that's something you do, so that you're not too prickly when we do the leg massage. I wouldn't want you to say, oh, I wish somebody had told me. And we do our manicuring and pedicuring all next week, and you'll learn other stuff too. So just check with me. I'm gonna let Molly take over, and I'm going back to the class. Y'all have a great day.
Hello, hello. Okay, let's see. Everybody is getting on. Awesome, awesome. Reagan, we are glad to have ya. I did see you a little bit earlier this morning, but I never got the chance to let you know. To welcome in everything. So, guys, the email that was sent out was yesterday's. Yeah, okay. My life is a hot mess right now. Everybody's life is a hot mess right now. I'm so sorry about that. The internet gave out on me while we were in the middle of that live again. So, okay, completely disregard from your 1 to 2 assignment. I'm going to send 2 assignments, and I'm just going to have one of them be your makeup for your 10 to 11 hour, and then one of them will be your 1 to 2 hour. Okay, so I'm sorry about that and the confusion. It was just like a blurb of emails that came through, and then I didn't realize that it was the same thing that went out yesterday until Wendy just brought it to my attention. So I'm so sorry for that. I'm sorry. I need to get my life together, and I need to get a lot of things together. So, but it's okay because we're here. Hopefully we're slowly getting it together right now. So we're gonna go. I got my drink. It's just some coffee. I haven't gotten to finish it yet. You know, this whole having to wear a mask thing. Oh, man. I got to fix my backdrop here. It's falling away. It's falling away. Okay, there we go. Okay, perfect. But no, this whole wearing a mask thing, I constantly put my cup up to my mouth, and then I'm not able to drink anything because there's, a mask in my way blocking the straw. So, okay. So, you guys, we are going to go ahead. We're going to be covering some first aid and blood exposure for everything. So, you guys want to go ahead and get some notes ready or some pen and paper available for you. And then we are going to go over a couple of things. I'm going to be typing in all of the information over here into the box for you guys. Because it's kind of a little sporadic, you'll have to take a lot of notes based off of the information that I'm just talking about, because most of the information is it's just kind of like book information that you have to write down and that you feel is super important. That is what you're going to have to use and do for your own note purposes. Okay, so I'm going to put it on mute real quick. I'm going to go grab my blood exposure bag, and then we can talk about that a little bit. Alrighty. Okay, perfect. Oof, gosh, my hair, it just gets frizzier and frizzier as the day goes on. Ridiculous, ridiculous. Okay, so would you guys prefer to go over the blood exposure service first, or would you prefer to go over all of our first aid information first? Let me know over in the comment section. You know, such a YouTube star now, I can make my way with all of this. But no, for real, would y'all rather go over the blood exposure bag, or would y'all rather go over the first aid information first? First aid, first aid. Wow, look at y'all. Some safety loving people. I love it. Okay, so let me get my notes all together. There's my assignment. Here's my notes. Alrighty. So, of course, with first aid, I don't know how many of you have ever had to take a first aid course in your life, but there is like a million of them that you can take. You can get your like certification from the Red Cross. You can get your lifeguard certification. You can get all of that. I mean, all of it. It doesn't matter. You can get anything that you pretty much need requiring first aid through the Red Cross. Usually they'll give you like a certificate, and then you get this like little card that can go into your wallet and such. So, you know, if you're someone that feels a little on edge about stuff, you know, you can definitely go get that certification. I got my lifeguard certification like 1,000,001 years ago. It's probably expired, but hey, it was a lot of valuable information that I was able to go through. They talk about rendering aid and everything, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. Some of the like common things that you may come into, you know, within the school life. I know while I've been here, I have had a client pass out on me before. You know, it's kind of a crazy thing. You know, everything happens, and it's just a big whirlwind. Does school ever bring in the Red Cross for training or certification? No, we have not brought them in yet. However, that is a great idea. I should bring that up. We could do that. But no, I would totally, yeah, we should do that. I don't know. It could be like The Office. I don't know if any of y'all have seen that, where they do their Red Cross certification. If anyone's seen that, you know what I'm talking about. Ha ha ha. Okay. So, of course, y'all can go ahead and label this chapter. Let's go ahead and label it in case of emergency. Oh, yep. See, everybody knows what I'm talking about. The Office. No, I would recreate that. No, I wouldn't. No, I'm not that extreme, and I wouldn't destroy the mannequin like that. But no, for real, that's how they teach you how to do CPR. It's like, stay in. Like it's that same constant beat. So. Okay, but like I said, you guys can go ahead and label your notes to be in case of emergency or rendering aid, first aid, whatever you want it to be, whatever works for you, baby. You know? Okay, so in the event of an emergency, you should always have a plan of action. So here at the school, we have 2 plans of actions in the case of 2 major emergencies. So of course, your first one is always going to be your fire. So you need your fire escape route. So, you know, in case anything happens, you know, the building suddenly is in flames or something, you know, that is something that you need to make sure that you have a route. So then that way you can get all of your clients and all of your staff out safely. So first plan of action, have an emergency evacuation plan. Have an emergency evacuation. Okay, I really can't even evacuation plan. And if I could spell emergency right, I would. But I'm going to just let spell check do it for me instead. Okay. No, I just can't type. Okay. So you need to have an emergency evacuation plan. So this means in the event of a fire, where are you going to take everyone? So if the fire was up at the front of the building, you know, do you have a back door to let everybody out? Are there multiple back doors? Where are your fire extinguishers? That's another thing you need to have listed. Where are fire extinguishers? In addition to fire extinguishers, you need to also include where MSD sheets are located. Where MSDS sheets are located. And in addition to your evacuation plan, you also need to have a safety and shelter plan as well. So you got to have your emergency evacuation plan. That for first and foremost. If the fire marshal ever comes, they are going to ask you what your emergency evacuation plan is, what all you're going to do, how you're going to go about it. You know, save everybody's lives, one person at a time. And then they're going to ask you where all of your fire extinguishers are. I know here at our south location, we have at least 5 or 6 in the building. I'm pretty sure it's 6 if I remember off the top of my head correctly. And we have some in the office. We have some in the back room. We have break room, classroom, office, and such like that. So that is something that is very important that you're going to need. In addition to the fire extinguishers, you are going to need to know where the MSDS sheets are located. So what are our MSDS sheets? Well, an MSDS sheet is going to tell you what kind of chemicals are in hair color, specific things. It just kind of varies and depends, but they're going to be it's going to tell you what to do in the event that you or someone you are working on is to get one of these chemicals in their eyes and their mouth, such thing like that. That's what your MSDS sheets are going to be telling you, especially what kind of allergens that could be in there that could cause a problem between you and a client, that could cause a client in their skin reaction. So having those MSDS sheets are handy, especially when you want to be able to know what happens if you were to spill it in someone's eye, how to wash it out, how long do you wash it out, can you even wash it out, all of that wonderful jazz. I mean, I'm driving. Oh, well, I hope you're picking me up some Starbucks too, because, my coffee cup's pretty empty over here. Just saying. Austin, Texas. You can come and bring me some. I like an iced quad shot, venti, sugar-free vanilla, and heavy cream. Thanks. Okay, but back to our emergency plans and such. So the last thing that I have listed here is your safety and shelter plan. So this is something that's kind of a little bit newer. Now, some salons are going to require you to have this. It's going to vary state to state. It just depends. But each state is going to vary on what kind of plans that you have to carry in your salon and such. So a safety and shelter plan, that is going to be the plan that would happen in case of, flooding. If the school were to start flooding, where would you go? Or your salon start flooding, where all would you want to go? And in addition to that, if there were to be tornado, natural disaster, or anything, they're looking for these things of where you can go and be safe and protect all of your clients. Because remember, we always want to protect our clients to the fullest of our abilities. We got to do what we can to make them happy, because, happy clients means returning clientele, and returning clientele means money in your pockets. So just remember all of that. So you have all of your emergency little plans and such. So in addition to those sheets, you also need to have an emergency list. And our school would be the worst. Oh, yeah, no, trust me, I've thought about it. Literally, we could shove people in the color closet and, the bathroom. It would work. It would work. Okay. So many scissors flying all over the place. Yeah. Well, that's if they, don't just, all over the place first. So, it's okay. So you're going to need an emergency contact list as well. So an emergency contact list, these contact lists should include some of the following people: your fire department number. No worries, Lila. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. The police. Now, on the police report, you need to have your state police and local police. In addition, you need the ambulance number as well, your nearest emergency room, emergency, and poison control. No, why do we need poison control, Molly? Oh, that's a great question. Because you need poison control because, what if some Sue Joe over here decides that she wants to like scratch her head while she's got this fresh color processing on her head? Well, then, Sue Joe likes to scratch her head and then she goes back and she starts to like bite her fingernails. But Sue Joe forgot that she had hair color all over her fingernails. So now she has just injected this hair color. Oh my gosh, what do I do? Well, lucky for you. You have that poison control number right there on hand because it's in your emergency contact list. You hit up poison control and they're going to tell you what's up. Now, if you didn't want to call poison control or you don't think poison control is going to have the answer for you, you would have to go back and refer to those MSDS sheets like we were talking about. And those are your material safety data sheets. And you would want to go back to those and look over what everything said on there. And that would tell you what to do in case of injection as well. So you kind of got a lot of things to point out around here. The same thing could be happening too. Susie Joe sticks her finger inside your monomer and then she puts it all over her mouth. And then she's got monomer all over her mouth and it's probably burning because, that stuff eats through plastic. I'm just saying, you got to be prepared for the worst because, as Monica said, you never know what's going to happen. These people be out here welding every day. So we've already talked about how all of your employees should know where your exits are located, front, back, hit them with that real quick flight attendants. All of our exits are located this way, backwards, and to the sides. Well, luckily for you, we have a front door, a back door, and an office door. You do also need to conduct yearly fire drills or evacuation procedures. Now, sometimes they are going to be talking about evacuation procedures that could be happening and such. So, they might ask you what to do in the event of something happening on an evacuation procedure, like, where to go if someone were to walk in here and just kind of try and find out what's up and what's happening. So, it just kind of varies and depends. But it is always good to run those yearly fire drills because then that way you know what to do in the event. You don't want to cause mad havoc in anything happening. We should probably have one here at the school someday. But, I would hope that everybody knows where to go and what to do in the event of a fire happening. It happens to everybody. So, like we already talked about, fire extinguishers need to be placed all around the building. We have them placed all around each of our schools. So, in the event that something does happen, we got those on deck. Now, we also do have regular trainings on how to work the fire extinguishers, as well as we have people come and inspect the fire extinguishers yearly in addition for all of that. So, it's all just a varying and depending factor from there. So, as we continuing on, we do have to talk about you estheticians. Now, I know you estheticians love to see some real funkiness, nastiness, do some extractions and all of that. Trust me, I'm right there with you. But something you do have to remember is that you guys are not medical professionals. As much as you guys love it and everything, I don't want to dog on you. I also do have two pens in my hand at once. It's fine. But you don't want to dog on them or you don't want to be giving advice to your clientele because, there are doctors out there who are going to be able to tell you what's really wrong. Yes, you may have an idea of what's going on, but you yourself cannot diagnose a client. I know it's rough. You wish you could tell that client that, they just got some messed up skin. But you're going to need to tell that client, hey, let me refer you over to my friend over here who's a dermatologist or a medical professional, and they can diagnose you and get you some correct treatment going on. So just remember, you cannot diagnose. I know you guys love it. I know y'all are wonderful. But what you got to remember is people who administer first aid are also good citizens in their community. So, yes, it makes good sense to understand how to apply pressure, get rid of bleeding and such, what to do if someone chokes, and it will certainly come in hand, someday. But it's just remembering that you are not a medical professional and you need to send your friends off to go get diagnosed by a medical professional. It's just how it is at the end of the day. Happy clients do exist. They do exist all the time. You remember, happy clients, happy life. So you guys can go ahead and label your next little bullet point burns. We're going to talk about some burns. Now, you guys don't have to know like a whole lot of in-depth because like I said, y'all are not medical professionals. But you do need to be able to recognize a first degree versus a third degree burn, and what you can refer to that client, letting them know, hey, you should go to see this person because, it looks like you have a little bit of a burn. But you would want to say, I'm not too sure of what kind of burn you have. You just have a burn. Because once again, don't want to misdiagnose anybody or anything, okay? Hold on, let me take care of this. Okay, so of course you have there's a first degree burn, a second degree burn, a third degree, and a fourth degree burn. Now they all go in order. It's not some like reversed effect. So if you guys are ready, let's go. So coronavirus. Sorry, I'm talking about that. My bad. So a first degree burn. This is a minor burn that only, should we be writing this? Yes, you guys are going to want to write this down so then that way you can review back to it. These will be things that are on your state board written exam. So a first degree burn is a minor burn that affects the top 2 layers of the skin, aka the epidermis and the dermis. So occasionally with a first degree burn, you're going to see some redness, some irritation, but there will be no open skin or blisters. So this is just like a little basic burn. Like, you got your curling iron, you're curling your hair and such, and whoop, you accidentally burn yourself. That's how quick it happens. If you're a girl, you understand. But, I'm sure everybody has probably had a first degree burn of some sort in their time or not. I hope nobody has had more than a first degree burn because that would be pretty rough. But, it is possible to go to a second and third degree burn even if you don't think it's possible. You are still destroying through those layers of the skin completely. So it is very important to remember all of that. So that is what a first degree burn. It's a little bit more minor. It's not too crazy. I've had a third degree burn. Oh my goodness, Mary Helen. Praise be with you because, girl, I don't know. Oh my gosh, it's so young. Oh, you poor thing. I'm so sorry about that. So our second degree burn, this level of burn, the top 2 layers of the skin, 2 layers of the skin. Now, this is still affecting the epidermis and the dermis. Actually, are we turning in the notes? No, you will not need to turn in these notes, not right now. But you will have to turn in your notes when you come into the building from distance learning. So you need to keep that in mind with everything. So a second degree burn is also going to show it is going to be more painful. It is going to be more painful. And this kind of burn, will show some redness and blisters. So everything is different, but with a second degree burn, you have to remember, you're not doing too much damage. Now, yes, anything that happens to your skin is considered damage. I understand. But when you think about a third and a fourth degree burn, it's nothing compared to what a first and a second degree burn is. They're a little bit more minor. In a second degree burn from a first degree burn, in the second degree burn, you are going to see redness and potentially even a blister come up from where that contact happened. So then we have our third degree burns. So a third degree burn is going to affect all layers of the skin. Unlike a first and second degree burn, a third degree burn is going to blister, swell, and scar. So it's going to pop up. You're going to get a little blister that forms on there, lots of skin that's going to come about from it. And you don't want it to be loose skin because you don't want that skin to constantly drag and pull away at your skin even more. Now, one thing you're going to want to put to note on a third degree burn, the pain depends on the amount of nerve damage that has taken place. So someone could have a very minor burn, not too much, not crazy or anything. But, if that burn affected their nerves and got to their nerve endings in one way or another, it's going to affect everybody differently. And in some cases, it's going to be worse than others. So, it's all kind of case by case. Everybody is different. That's what we have to remember in this. Okay, so has everybody got their first, second, and third degree? So then, of course, we have our last but not least, our fourth degree burn. So for first and second degree burn, it does not require any medical attention. However, with a third and fourth degree burn, you are going to need to seek medical attention, especially if you have surpassed that nerve ending. So if you have done a lot of damage onto the layers of the skin, especially those nerve endings, you're going to want to go seek out a medical professional because they're going to be able to give you something to help regenerate new skin growth right there. Because granted, yes, it may grow back, and it can, and it just kind of varies from person to person. But you do not want to just go all in and not get it taken care of. So, 4th degree, these burns are these burns require medical attention. And, not just go seek out an actual doctor. This actually happened to my dad one time. He did get a 4th-degree burn. He is a chef, and he was going into the oven to reach for something. Didn't even think twice about it. Grabbed it, and hot water from the broth that he was cooking spilled all down his arm. And then he took his arm and he wiped it on his jacket. And it's like for a while it was just like these patches of like missing skin, because the skin had broken through the layers, and then he had wiped it away with pressure. Yeah, I know, it was so gross. I was at Target, and my mom called me. She's like, so we're at the ER with your dad. And I was like, oh my gosh, what happened? And then he's like, well, I burned myself, and it's not too bad, it's only a 4th-degree burn. And I was like, only a 4th-degree burn, Dad, only. I spilled I spilled bacon grease on my hands a couple of years ago. Yeah, no, that's no joke. Literally what happened to me as far as how I got to the burn. I spilled hot boiling water all over my legs. Dude, that I've had that happen to a friend before, like ramen noodle water from taking it out of the microwave or something, like spilling all down the leg and like just completely burning the like multiple layers of the skin down into those nerves. I can only imagine. Went to the urgent care and all the yeah, no. That's a sight. Oh, it was ramen noodle oil. Oh my goodness. That is so funny. That's crazy. But that just shows you, like, that's the kind of stuff that we're like cooking and eating sometimes, and it can do that much to our skin. It can burn us that bad. Wild. Now, granted, some McDonald's coffee can probably do the same thing, because they'd be burning the life out of everybody in their coffees. But back to a 4th-degree burn. We got to get through this, and then we got to do our blood exposure service. So a 4th-degree burn, you have injured the muscle, the ligaments, tendons. Good burn in there. Yeah, no. Nurses live for that kind of stuff. Exciting. It's like how we're like, ooh, you have dark hair and you want to be blonde? Let's do it. There's some hot boiling by myself, but yeah. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, a 4th-degree burn, you have injured the muscle, the ligaments, the tendons, the nerves, the blood vessels, and the bones. In the unlikely event that you actually do burn all the way down to the bone, it does happen. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have to get like a skin cell therapy. So you're gonna have to, or all of your skin is never gonna grow back. It'll kind of just be a scar back there. But it's kind of a person by person. Like I said, not everybody is the same. Not all of you are going to have the same exact burn, same degree burn. One person may get a 1st-degree burn from something, whereas another person may get a 4th or 3rd, a 3rd or a 4th-degree burn. I just can't talk to save my life. So then this last thing, for you estheticians, this is not considered a burn, but your eye flushing. You need to have your eye flushing area. This is required as per OSHA standards. It is a requirement. So those of you, even if you're not an esthetician, you might want to put this in your notes. This is required as per OSHA standard. It is a requirement for every business using chemicals. So just remember, yes, it's very unlikely that it happens, but every once in a while you could just end up with a little chemical in the eye. You could end up with a little toner in the eye. You never know. Everything is different. Everybody's life is different. It's all varies and depends. But an eye flushing station is required for those estheticians, especially. Alrighty, so some first aid for y'all. First aid. So, bleeding and wounds. So, whenever someone is bleeding and there is a wound present, you're going to want to place a clean cloth or gauze over the wound with a gloved hand. If the bleeding is severe, call 911. Third, you're going to want to elevate the injured arm or leg above the victim's, gosh, that's so aggressive, the victim's heart, if it's practical. This is going to help slow the bleeding. Now, it's not going to completely stop the bleeding all the time, but it is going to help slow down the bleeding. So when the bleeding stops, once it is stopped and you're done, you want to secure the cloth or gauze, whichever one you use. Okay, so secure the cloth in gauze. And do not remove to check if bleeding is still happening. Simply wrap, not too tightly. Happening. Oh man. My screen is like all boggy. Okay, there we go. So secure the cloth gauze and do not remove to check if bleeding is still happening. Simply wrap the arm. You do not want to use. Do not use a tourniquet. And this is simply because we don't want to stop the blood flow to the arm. We're just simply looking to stop the bleeding from that area. Now, a tourniquet would completely, mend and take away some of that stuff that is happening on, or let me start over. A tourniquet would completely give way, or would completely cut off all of that blood flow and circulation that's happening. So, in the event that someone is burned, a chemical burn, slightly rinse away any remaining chemicals and removing any contaminated clothing. After that, you're going to want to cover the burn loosely with a clean cloth, clean dry cloth. And then you're going to want to refer the person, not the person, the person, to medical personnel. Alrighty. And then our last one, the last one, you guys, we did it. We made it all the way through. So, our last one, the eye injury. In the event that someone does get something in their eye, you know, well, Susie, she was dipping her finger over and everything, rubbing her eye, got it all in there. Now she's whining and crying. What you're going to want to do for old Susie, you're going to want to take her on over to the bathroom or wherever you can get a water spigot, and you're going to want to hold the eyelids apart and flush the eyeball with lukewarm water for at least 15 to 30 minutes. Now, you guys do have to remember this is a chemical problem. So, I know it sounds a bit extreme, 15 to 30 minutes, but you have to rinse away and 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 rinse away to make sure that you're getting rid of all of those chemicals that could be left. Any traces of them or anything, you want to get rid of them. And then after that, you're going to want to place a gauze pad over the eye and secure with a bandage and seek emergency help or even an eye specialist. Alrighty, and that's all our first aid. That's a first aid. That's all of our first aid, guys. So we made it through. I'm gonna let you guys go ahead and finish up these last couple of notes, and we can go ahead and do our bag after this. So y'all just let me know. Let me know. Let's see. It looks like you guys are ready. Are we ready to go on to the next one? Should a customer pick their nose and get chemically exposed that way? What should we do? So if that were to happen, yeah, I know, God forbid that it does actually happen. All you're going to want to do is you're going to want to kind of rinse the nose. So it'd be, I don't know if you guys know what a neti pot is, but essentially you're going to want to do the same thing that a neti pot does, which is going in one nostril and then flushing out the other nostril. That's how you would want to clean and get all of that taken care of. Lukewarm water and all of that jazz. So it's just like a neti pot, you know, you gotta stick some water up there, and then it's literally gonna make one big hole and flush out everything all at once. Now, you wouldn't need to do it for 15 to 20 minutes, maybe like 5 to 10 minutes, just depending on how extreme the chemical is. And then you would for sure want to refer them to a medical specialist because they're gonna wanna check that out afterwards. So I am at the North. I actually have to go to the North School tomorrow. But no, that's my first time going to the North School. I normally don't go over to the North School. The South School is my home. But I don't know. Things could change. You never know. It's always a changing thing here at the Double B every time. But you know, y'all can come visit me down at the South School. Over here next to the Kirby Lane. Don't eat there. It's not that great. Okay, so if you guys, what you guys can go ahead and do, we can take a poll. We can do one of two things. We can either go ahead and go over the stuff that is in the blood exposure bag right now. So then that way you guys have all of the information that you need for tomorrow. Or we can go over the blood exposure bag at the beginning of the 3 o'clock live. I did roast Kirby Lane on the live. You know what? I'm roasting them and their dirty little carpets in there. That's what I'm doing. Any other Kirby Lane except for the one over here off of South Lamar Boulevard is pretty good. But the one on South Lamar Boulevard is not great. Okay, so we'll do the 3 p.m. I guess, since that's what everybody wants to do. Okay, you guys, so y'all can go ahead. I'm for real going to send the assignments today. Right now, I'm about to have Katie send them over to you guys. So one of them is going to be this bacteriology fill in the blank word worksheet. You guys just work on it the best as you possibly can. It's no big deal if it doesn't. So one is, like I said, it is this fill in the blank right here. Oh, I had a friend that worked at Kirby and I heard stories. Now I don't eat there anymore. Maybe I'm not the only one that's right about that. Alrighty, and then you guys, here is a word find as well, okay? So I'm going to have Katie send these out for you guys. Let's see. Y'all, it's going to be the 1 to 3, 1 to 2 assignment. Handwriting takes too much time. If we don't have a printer, what should we do for the word search? Okay, so if you do not have a printer for the word search, so yes, you can print out the word search if you want to, but for the word search, if you do not have a printer, you can either do one of two things. On your phone, you can download the picture of this, or like you could screenshot the word find in your phone, and then you can go into the photos and you can highlight the words from there and then just send that over into the email. Or you can write down all of the terms and just write out the definitions next to them. Okay, so you can either do one of two things. You can screenshot this picture and then highlight all of the words in like a photo or something, or all of the words that you found in a photo or something. Or you can write down all of the terms down here and write the definitions. But yes, for those of you that have a printer, you may print out the word find. The other one, the bacteriology, I'll let you guys go ahead and print them if you want to. If you want to print out this one. Alrighty, so if you guys just want to go ahead and sign off for final roll call and everything, I'll see you guys back here at 3 o'clock. Hopefully I survive until then. If not, maybe Wendy will come on here or someone else. So, you know, if it's someone else, don't be alarmed. That's what happened. But y'all go ahead and do final roll call. Yes, of course. Yasmin, I have all of your stuff here at the school if you want to come and get it. Alrighty, you guys. Well, y'all go ahead and those assignments should be coming out soon. And then I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of their afternoon. I will see you guys in a little bit. Bye.